Welcome into Legally Speaking with LawyerLisa, where we sit down with one of the only elder care attorneys in the Palmetto State, LawyerLisa Hostetler Brown. She helps you plan ahead for your golden years, avoid issues, and maximize your options. Let's take a look at this week's conversation.
Hi, I'm Lisa Hostetler Brown, and this is Legally Speaking with LawyerLisa. And today we're going to talk to you a little bit about some of the powers of attorney that you might need. Now, if you've gotten these in the past, listen up, because things may have changed since you got them done a while ago. So the first thing I want to talk to you about are the financial powers of attorney, and then we'll talk about healthcare power of attorney and advance directives. So your financial power of attorney is a really important document. This document is how somebody else is able to manage and access your finances in the event that you need assistance. Now, this document generally will allow them to access it now or during periods of incapacity. Now, it's really important that your agent can act on your behalf if you can't do it, so that they can get access to your funds to pay your bills, to continue paying your mortgage, or to pay for your care in a facility if that's what happens. If you don't have an agent or they can't access your funds, then what happens is they have to file something called a conservatorship with the probate court. And this is a lawsuit against you, and you don't want that. And so getting that financial power of attorney now can be a lot quicker and a lot less painful than having to go through a long drawn out court process that's very expensive down the road. Unfortunately, while the court process is pending, no one has authority to access your funds. They can't get to your money to be able to handle stuff for you. So having this in place is going to help make sure that whatever your needs are can be fulfilled. Now, the next most important thing to think about with a financial power of attorney is choosing the right agents. You may have chosen somebody in the past and their life situation has changed, and now they're not the best fit. When you're deciding who to pick for a financial power of attorney, you want to make sure you're picking somebody that is going to manage your finances in a way that's consistent with what your wishes are. Don't pick somebody that uses all their money up and doesn't have money left at the end of the month. They might do that to your money. Don't choose somebody that you don't trust. Now, the person you pick doesn't have to be a CPA. They don't have to be a lawyer, but you should pick somebody that is going to be able to follow the rules of the game, that they're going to act as a fiduciary, which means in your best interest whenever they're using your money. So choose carefully who your agent is. And my next piece of advice for you is to choose backup agents. It's really important to make sure that you have more than one agent on your documents. I would normally recommend having 3 agents on your documents. Now, if you can't pick up anyone, that's even more of a reason to meet with a lawyer to talk about who's going to be the best for your situation. Because if you're not sure who it is, and you did need this, somebody in your family, usually your next of kin, is going to be filing this conservatorship action on your behalf. And so the person that you didn't want to do it, or the person that you were debating choosing, but you don't think they're right, they might be the ones that end up in charge of all of your assets. So choose for yourself, and you can always put rules in place for how they can manage stuff. Now, the next document that's really important is your healthcare directives. Your healthcare power of attorney, living will, and HIPAA authorization are 3 documents that are legal in nature that will help your agents to decide what kind of healthcare measures should be taken on your behalf. Do you want to be an organ donor? You may have it on your license, but this is a legal document that confirms what your wishes are, whether or not you want to be an organ donor and whether your agent can make that donation on your behalf. It's also going to deal with issues like, should you receive life-sustaining treatment? If you are sick and you can't make decisions for yourself, do you have somebody in place to do that for you? Do they have the authority they need, and can they feel like they're making the decision that you would want them to make? So this is a really important time to not only execute the documents, but to have a plan. Have a conversation with the people that you've chosen. Now, if you've moved here from out of state, or it's been a long time since you've done your documents, and I'd say probably anything over 10 years needs to be revisited. Make sure you have the right documents for your current situation. This is something that should be evolving with you as time goes on. So have the right documents in place. And for some people, they may know that they don't want extraordinary measures to be taken. They wouldn't want tube feeding if they couldn't communicate, they weren't able to eat or drink on their own. I know this isn't something we like to think about, but it's a really important choice for you to make so that somebody else isn't having to figure it out on your behalf. So pay attention to that and get those documents in place. And the HIP authorization is a great document for your agents to be able to access your medical information so that they can assist with what is needed in your situation. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lisa Hostetler Brown with Legally Speaking with Lawyer Lisa. Join us next time.